Hey everyone, this is Naren and welcome back to a new session of English with me. Today we will discuss about a topic which is faced by a lot of beginners learning English. You know, when you learn English, you face a lot of difficulties. It might be with vocabulary, grammar, or framing sentences, and there are a lot of problems when learning English. Some people say that they know English, they can understand English, but they cannot speak English. So some of you might even be thinking, how is that even possible? Can we really know English and cannot speak it aloud? Yeah, there is a situation. If you are a beginner or if you are someone who struggled a lot to reach a position where you can speak fluent English now, you might have faced this. Or you might be facing this issue. English is very easy to learn. It's just a language. Like every other language, we can also learn English. You just need to solve some little issues that comes in between. Such an issue is this. You know English, you can understand English, but you cannot speak English. Let's find out how to solve this problem or why such a problem occurred to you. Before looking at that things, I would like to tell you one thing. One thing which I'm repeating again and again and again, and I want to make sure that even you understand this point. That is, you have to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Write it somewhere clear and loud so that you can see it daily. You have to believe in yourself. You have to understand one thing, that you can speak English. If she can do it, if he can do it, if I can do it, why not you? You can, of course, do it. So, you should believe in yourself. You shouldn't feel bad about yourself if you are not making any progress. You will take time. It cannot happen overnight. You just need a little bit time. So what you have to do is, you have to believe in yourself. Be confident. To be a pro English speaker, you should come out of your comfort zone. Push yourself out of that comfort zone. Adapt to different situations. You will learn from new situations. So don't just stay inside that warm comfort zone of yours. You need to come out of it. Face the challenges, face people and learn English. Always celebrate your successes. It need not be very big success like you achieved this goal, you achieved that goal. You just need to learn a new word a day. The next day you used it in your daily situation and you can pat your shoulder because you are doing good. You are doing great. You are achieving that milestone. You are achieving that goal of yours. You are taking little steps to jump forward. So what you have to do is, you have to believe in yourself. Don't think you are a loser. You are a winner. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Now let's move on to the video. Let's see what are some of the challenges we face, or what are the problems and what are their solutions. How can we solve this problem? How can you start speaking English? How can you start speaking English the way you understand it? How can you speak like a native speaker? We will find it out today. So watch the video till the end to start speaking English fluently. The first thing you have to do is learn by topic. You have a notebook for English, right? A notepad or notebook, anything. A book, particularly a book that you can use to learn English. I hope you all have it ready with you. In that book, you might be writing the new words and its meanings and new phrases like we have discussed in our earlier videos. Now what you have to do is, you have to categorize each page. Like in the first page you can write animals, The second one, personal. The third one, family. The fourth one, friends. Fifth one, travel. Sixth one, plants. Seventh one, food. There are a lot of topics around us, and we are talking about a lot of topics daily. We are talking about different things daily, right? Just look at me. I talk a lot. Even if I get someone to talk with me, I talk a lot of things. We go through various topics and we don't know where we started and where we end. You explore a lot of topics while speaking or talking to someone or to yourself. When you're imagining something, you go on imagining and you will reach somewhere else. You might have started from a pen lying on the floor to the travel vlog you will be uploading when you will be a traveler. See, you can go from topics to topics. So what you have to do is, in that notebook, categorize everything. Make different topics and start writing the new words or phrases you find under that topic. Each should come under their own topic. Like for example, today I had delicious dessert at the restaurant. It should come under the topic food. There was an injured puppy on the roadside. It should come under animal. See, you can categorize everything you are talking. So what you have to do is, you have to categorize each thing you get, each thing you find, a new word or new phrase or new paragraph or anything you find, it should come under a particular category. You know what happens when you write everything under the relevant topic? Look at the next step, you will find it out. The next step is, write what you speak. Before speaking something, you just try to write it down. It is not possible always, I can understand, because when you are talking with some stranger or your friend or someone you just met, you need to continue that conversation. For that, we have some daily use words, phrases, questions, etc. I have already uploaded on my channel. Do visit that and learn those words and phrases so that you can use it at any time you want. But when you are talking to someone pre-planned, like you are going to invite some of your friends for your birthday, how can you call them? Just write it down in a piece of paper so that you are practicing beforehand. You are just making yourself ready for that conversation. At such situation, you can write it down. When you speak, you don't get enough time, but when you write, you get enough time to think. When you are speaking, someone else is waiting at the other end. You shouldn't make them wait for a long time. So at that situations, it is not possible. But whenever possible, what you have to do is write before you speak. Now, how can the words and phrases that comes under the relevant topics becomes useful? I'll tell you now. When you are going to write something, you are going to talk to your mom about the food you had today. So you need to frame sentences, right? What you will do, you'll be writing about it before speaking. So when you're writing, what happens is your mind automatically takes you to the page that you have already written earlier, to those words and phrases that you have already written. The topic food, everything under that comes to your mind automatically. You might not know what is that magic. You will be really amused. Oh God, I can remember it. I can think of new phrases that I have learned. You are actually training your brain when you're writing. You are trying to think and you're thinking something that you have learned earlier, the new phrases. You are improving your vocabulary. So when you write something under a specific topic, when you think about it, those items will come to your mind. So isn't that useful? Writing something according to the topic is always useful. So this way, by writing something before speaking can also train you. You are trained to speak to someone. First, you will have to write down such things to talk, but later you don't need the help of this paper and pen or anything. Words will come out of you. You don't have to push or try or think or anything. You will be talking English like a pro without even thinking. You are not giving your brain a break. You can speak English fluently. The next one is focus on fluency. You shouldn't speak English until you are fluent in English. That's a big wrong. You all might be thinking the same thing. You have a self-consciousness like, I should be really fluent in English, then only I'll start speaking in English to anyone. Till then, I'll speak in my native language and I will hide the fact that I'm learning English. Don't do that. You know what? You should really practice English to speak English. Do you know how to drive a car? Yeah, you might be knowing like you need to apply the brake, you need to apply the accelerator and this time. But have you ever driven a car? This only happens in theory. You know how to drive a car in theory, but have you ever tried taking the car outside by knowing the theory? Do you have the courage to drive the car without practice? Everything needs practice. Just the theory knowledge won't work. You know, in our school times, when we go to the lab, we know everything in theory. How to use a pipette, burette, all those things, right? How to use different chemicals, everything. But when we get those items in our hand, we are like confused which to use where, what to use when. When we are directly taken for exam, I think we will not be able to crack that exam because we don't know the practical thing, we only knew the theory. You know, even the chemicals, they in the theory book say they are very pink, but when we go and actually see them, it's very light pink. And we cannot understand if it is that chemical they are talking about. So what we need practicals. We need to practically see everything, do everything and learn everything. Same applies to English. Whatever you know the vocabulary, you know the grammar, you know how to frame sentences, you know everything A to Z about English, but without practicing English, without speaking it loud, you cannot be fluent in English. If you are waiting for yourself to be fluent in English, to actually start speaking in English, I think that won't happen. Because that fluency range is not there. There is no such range. There is no such fluency. Only that fluency will come to you if you start speaking English, if you start practically talking to someone in English. So please don't wait to speak in English thinking that if you cover every topic like vocabulary, grammar and everything, you can speak English fluently. You cannot do that. It can only come to you by speaking. So start speaking in English. Then only you will be that fluent English speaker. And I'm again saying you can do it. The next one is talk. Like I have already said, you need to speak to someone to be fluent in English. Not only to someone, you can also talk to yourself. You know, how can you do that? We'll find out. I'll give you one example and then you can understand how can you talk to yourself. If you don't have any partners or any friends to talk in English, that's fine. Don't panic about it. Because you have your best friend, you, right? So what you have to do is frame some questions or topics. Think about a topic, home. You want to talk about this topic. What will you do? Think it. Talk it aloud like you're talking to someone. Imagine that you're talking to someone about your home and talking to someone about your home. Now, I'm talking about the topic home. My home is very beautiful. I have 4 members in my home and I also have 2 extra members. Those are my pets. See how I started framing sentences, and I'm talking like I'm talking to someone, right? Don't you feel like I'm talking to someone? Do the same thing. Talk like you are talking to someone. Stand in front of a mirror. That is a good idea. You can stand in front of a mirror and talk. But when I say all this, you will be confused. Like, when we are speaking, who is there to correct us? You don't need anyone initially. You might be making some mistakes when you speak first, but later you will be able to understand those mistakes and correct yourself. So need not worry about the mistakes you are going to make, because with time you can improve that. You can improve any mistakes you are making and you can start speaking English perfectly and correctly. You know, initially you will be having a little problem with grammars and everything, but after some time, grammars will be easy for you and you know where to use was, is and are. I am going to the town. He is leaving for work. They are planning for a trip. You will be able to frame sentences properly in English. But for that, you need more time. With time, you will be able to do that. So don't worry if you don't have any partners. You have you. And you can speak English for yourself. So what you have to do is talk. Talk a lot, think and talk. The next one is filler words or pauses. Do you feel really shy to use the little words like okay, see, do you feel shy to use those little words? Don't feel shy. These are the little filler words. Or do you feel shy when you pause while speaking English? You don't have to be, because these filler words and pauses are normal. They are casual. Anyone speaking in English will have those pauses or those things while speaking English. Not only English, think of your native language. Didn't you ever stop in between while speaking your native language? Don't you have any filler words in between while you speak your native language? Because I speak my native language really well. So when I speak that language, I get stuck in between and I pause or stop there. And sometimes I don't get a word. I just use a different word there. So the same thing happens to English. Why should you always bother about speaking English continuously and fluently? You don't have to worry about that, because English is a language. And like every other language, you can speak English with pauses and these filler words, and you can actually stop in between. That doesn't make you small, or that doesn't mean you don't know English. It actually gives you time to think more, to think and to speak perfectly or correctly. You know, these words are actually helpers. They can help you speak better English. So don't feel bad or don't feel shy or think you don't know English when you use these pauses or filler words. And don't stress yourself to speak English continuously without any pause. That can sometimes give a bad impression. You know, it would be better to speak English perfectly with pauses than speaking English with wrong sentences or with wrong grammars and everything without thinking. So what you have to do is pause in between or use some in between. Now the next one is record yourself. We have come through a long way. We talked about being fluent, improving vocabulary, learning new phrases, words, everything. You need to talk to your friends or talk to yourself if you don't have any friend. At that time, you should actually record yourself. You know why you should record yourself? To know how much progress you have. See yourself from day 1 to day 30. You will be amused to see the difference. You can actually be very proud of you, and you can improve your self-confidence by this method. Because day 1 you will be talking like, hi, myself Nauram, and I can try to speak English. Let me also hard work to English, to speak English. And on day 30, you'll be like, hi, I'm Naurin, and today I'm going to talk about the topic, my family. My family stays with me at my home. See the difference. This is literally the difference that you can see on day 1 and day 30. Believe me, this is a real story. This is someone's experience. I have seen this recordings of day 1 and day 30, and I'm telling you, you can be really proud of yourself if you record it. If you are consistent and you are learning English each day, you can be really proud of yourself to see the fluent English you will be speaking on day 30. So try recording yourself. I hope it will be really helpful for you. The next one is imitation or shadowing. Actually, I don't compel everyone to do this because everyone won't be really comfortable doing this. Just try this method. If this won't suit you, don't push yourself. Stop it then and there and don't do this method. This is shadowing or imitation. What you have to do is, you should take a recording or any video or something of someone who is a native English speaker or someone's English you really like. Take such a video and start talking along with them. Write what they are talking and then start talking along with them in their pronunciation. Use their pronunciation. Use their pattern of the words. Look how they are using the words, how they are framing the sentences, how they are pronouncing different words. Look at different things. A single sentence has a lot of aspect. Look for all those aspects in the person you are imitating. Imitate them, shadow them, be a shadow of them, and try speaking English if you really want to improve your pronunciation. Try this method. If you can, please continue doing it. And if you don't feel good about it, just leave it. It's okay. You can improve your vocabulary and pronunciation in different ways. There are a lot of ways to improve it. I'm just giving you a little step. If you want, you can try this step. Imitation or shadowing. So before packing up my session, I would like to give you a bonus tip. That is, don't fear your mistakes. Stop fearing your mistake. Almost 70 to 80% of people who are trying to learn English will be really afraid to speak English. You know why? The main reason is mistakes. You are actually afraid of your mistakes or what the other person will be thinking about you. Your main concern is other people's opinion. If you make a mistake, you will be thinking like, oh my God, what will the other person think about me? He might have thought that I'm a very bad English speaker. No. If he thought that, that's fine. That's not your problem. You should show him speaking really good English in no time. Take this as a challenge. If someone laughed at you, take this as an opportunity and start speaking and show them that you can speak very good English. Be a pro English speaker in no time and show them. Talk to them in better English than them. If you find someone speaking very good English and you are thinking like, how good English she is speaking, I really want to speak English like that. Or you might be like, oh, she can speak very good English. Think about me, I don't know English. Don't think that. Don't feel regret or sad about these things. Instead, make use of this opportunity. You should compete with that person who speaks English really well. Compete with them. Run after them. Not to just follow them, but to get in front of them and to feel proud of yourself. So don't fear of your mistakes. We all learn from our mistakes. We are human beings. We are tend to make mistakes. We all learn from our mistakes. So try making mistakes because it's actually a boon. It can help you to improve. It can help you learn new things because you made a mistake. You can understand a lot of things from that mistake. So what you have to do is don't fear your mistake and do make some mistakes so that you can speak super English. Guys, this is all for today. And if you are a beginner and you have just started today, what you have to do is don't forget to watch my next video because it is for you people. That is a super guide to learn English for beginners. I hope you all enjoyed this session. I'll be back with a new video soon. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Bye.